What's up, YouTubers? Red Crimson here. This just in. I turned on my Nintendo Switch today and I realized that Mortal Shell, the complete edition, is on Nintendo Switch now. They stealth dropped that game overnight, or should I say sometime today, Monday, December 19th, Monday 2022. So Mortal Shell, the complete edition, is now on Nintendo Switch as of tonight that I'm making this video. I had no idea that game was coming to Nintendo Switch at all. They just stealth drop it out of nowhere. So therefore there were no reviews. But thankfully there was some gameplay footage on YouTube that I checked out, and the uploads look pretty nasty, but it could be the graphics, it could just be the upload, the way how it was uploaded. But it looks like it's running at 60 FPS, and if it is, that's kind of impressive. And I could be wrong, it could be a smooth 30 FPS, but from what I've seen on the YouTube video, it looked like it was 60. But if it's 30, they did a hell of a job. But I guess that's not I guess that's understandable if it is 30 FPS, because the game was originally 30 FPS on consoles anyway. They recently came out, well, not recently, but well, when I say recently, I mean like for the current consoles. And actually, you know, a couple years ago, some while after, well, the game was 30 FPS on older consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One S. And I believe they came out with an update like a year or so after for the Xbox One X, I believe, where it runs in 60 FPS. And I believe it runs in 1880p on Series X at 60 FPS and 1440p 60 FPS on the PS5. At least that's what an article I saw on Google said. And then I turned around and it said that it's actually 4K at 60. But a game like Mortal Shell is not really demanding. That game could have easily pushed 60 FPS even on the base consoles, and with the Series X and the PS5, easily Mortal Shell should be able to run at full 4K at 120 FPS, or even 1440p at 60 FPS, but 4K at 120 FPS. Trust me, that game is not that demanding, and even Dark Souls is a big game. And speaking of Dark Souls, for those that are not familiar with Mortal Shell is a Souls-like game. It was very short. I enjoyed it for what it was. When it came out, I finished it. It took me a whole weekend to finish it, and I just never went back to it. I didn't see the point of going back to it. But with the Nintendo Switch version, it's $30, which is not bad digitally. I haven't seen a physical copy. If they had a physical copy, I would definitely jump all over it. But depending on how good it does on the Switch, that may determine if they will make a physical copy for it. And being that the PS4, Xbox One already have physical copies out there in the wild, I'm pretty sure sooner or later, like they always do, they're gonna make a physical copy for Mortal Shell. It's only right, because the other consoles had it, but it all depends on how good the game does. But hell, even if it don't do too well, it can't do too bad either. It's in between. But if they make a physical version, the physical version might even sell more than the digital. You just never know. The graphics looked a little bit rough to me, but then, you know, after a while you get used to it. At least from what I've seen on YouTube. But you know, even though the graphics did look kind of rough, it is Mortal Shell. It looks like Mortal Shell, but what made me forget about how rough the graphics are is the fact that it looks like it's moving in 60 FPS. And I hope I'm right about that. It could be a smooth 30, but if it was 60 FPS and I saw the game running in, that's awesome. I mean, I would take a hit on the graphics any day. Just let the game run at 60 FPS, but also it would be dope if they had a performance mode and a graphics mode where you can set it to graphics mode, and it'll be, the graphics will look a hell of a lot better. 720p handheld, 1080p docked at 30 FPS. That would be awesome. Give players a chance to choose whatever way they want to play, graphics or performance. But from what I've seen, the gameplay is very, very solid on the game on the Nintendo Switch, and the gameplay was alright too on the consoles when I had it. I heard some people complaining. It wasn't perfect, I guess, especially in the later levels. But whatever, man. I'm not gonna rant about that. But for those of you guys that's familiar with Mortal Shell, and for those of you all that's not familiar with Mortal Shell, like I said, it's a Souls-like game released on the previous consoles and is upgraded for the newer consoles. It's finally available on the Switch digitally right now. So if you're interested, go and look up some YouTube videos, check the gameplay out, and see how you feel about it. It's like I said, the game was stealth drop, so there is no reviews on the game right now. So you'd be taking a shot in the dark if you wanted to pick the game up. But the gameplay looks solid to me. Maybe it might be a little bit better, if I have it in my hands and I'm playing it. Everything looks good on the OLED Switch anyway. Everything looks good in handheld mode. But I just thought I'd just inform you guys on the stealth drop of Mortal Shell, the complete edition for the Nintendo Switch. Comes with all the DLC, all the updates and bug fixes, and there are several new modes in there as well they added to the game, so that's always a good thing. Alright guys, Red Crimson 102 out. Like and subscribe if you like my material and content, and see you next video.
You seem different, untouched by false truth. Will you pry these gifts from the unwilling? Bring the glands back to me.